say, I don't want extra things. How do you make them feel oneness? Suddenly we just get the idea, and the one kid wants to say, how about flying man? They want to really think out of the box. When they think out of the box, we really get our curriculum updated. They really thought like wings was the best thing to have if they want something extra. So then we added to the curriculum itself. We said, how about having the wings and all of you could fly? How do you feel? That's exactly you feel when you're connected with people, when you're connected through your heart. Again and again we bring them to the heart rather than the brain. Because in the brain, the synapses, the real physical connection really forms. But how it forms is, each time the brain waits for the signal from the heart. Neuropeptides. These are the signals which goes to the brain and tells it to function. For example, if they have an exam, they are so scared. So when they go and write, the neuropeptides really puts the brain, the chemicals, it just goes and spreads the chemicals where it just shuts down, where the kids are not able to write the exam even though they learnt it. Or when they face the father, they are not able to say really what happened and try to avoid the situation and making it worse. So we tell them how this heart really functions. But if they live through the heart, they know when the emotion is coming, how the emotion is coming, and then they really step out of it. And then they look at it. Why is this emotion bothering me? And Swami says, each time we look at our emotion, the emotion just disappears. Slowly and slowly the emotion just disappears. So if we have the awareness, first thing, the emotion does not affect us. The attachment does not affect. We don't attach details and make a story out of it and pretend that is our life. If they really look at what everything is. Children are in a dimension, if they go into a room, they just look at things and they know where things are. But we did an experiment, it's called an observation test. So we took out the big pictures from the classroom and kept it outside, and then we called the kids inside and asked them what are the things which are missing. So they clearly pointed out these things were missing. We called the teachers and asked them what are the things which are missing. The teachers said, not only they said the one which is missing, they didn't talk about that. They said which is already there in the right place, they said this is missing. So it's like, no, the teacher has zero awareness where they are living every day. So this was a proof how we live out of our life. It's proven that we see only 20%. We have some activities to tell the teachers and the kids how we just view only 20% of the world. The rest 80% goes in our own story. See, the minute we saw opera, our story changed. The minute we saw somebody else shouting at us, our stories changes. So we constantly change the story of how we have to be viewed and how the situation has to be viewed depending on lot of ingredient that we decide much before we really act. But in a child's view, it's like what is what is. They just act out of the instinct. And they start understanding this. Even a 10-year-old will talk about it. They'll try to fake it to be an adult and try to make an adult out of them. But they don't know still who they are. They're just trying to be what the society thinks great. What the society thinks as a leader. Because society always gives some kind of hold for them and put them into a mold, like one of us. But we are able to bring them out of the mold and say, come on, stand by yourself. When you were a kid, you stood by yourself, so you can do it. So these are the concepts the parents have to understand. When you take it to the parent also, ask them to come for a few sessions when you're doing the love topic. The first topic would be love, and when we are doing this first few topics, you can bring the parents and ask them to participate so that they understand what we are trying to teach. If you tell them, it's still going to be very difficult. We'll send you the flyers, we'll help you with the advertisement, and we'll help you with the frequently asked questions and all that from the parents. so that they really understand what we are doing, why we are doing, because these are the concepts which needs to go much deeper to the kid. So by giving each topic, we talk about love, then we talk about desire, comparison, responsibility, intelligence. So we give them different dimensions of all these, making them understand, the child understand and the parent understand where they are coming from is genius level. So we will try to keep them as genius as much as possible till they innocence, when ignorance becomes knowledge. If we can make that, Swami says knowledge and innocence is nothing but living in enlightenment. They have to have the knowledge, but they should not lose the innocence. The pineal gland should be awake, and for that we will do all the things, understanding of a life, physical activities, physical games, to make them again and again bring the focus to themselves. If they are understanding this simple concept, they'll be doing amazing in their life. They'll be really functioning very well because they have very good attention, very high self-esteem. So they don't waste their energy in crying, in whining, in hitting, getting angry, irritated. See, all these emotions are the problem for us. Swami says these are the things which doesn't let us to take us out of the mold and make us think out of the box. If there's a problem, we are like either panicked or worried and depressed. But the kids can really act and they can become creative. Like Swami created the whole scandal into a creative energy of webinars and satsangs and all that. They can really think out of box and really act at that moment rather than fall into depression. See, now kids have problem with eating, problem with sleeping. At what age? 8 years, 10 years, kids are going through all this. Non-stop television. See, the only thing we have to avoid, the parents, we have to tell the parents that we need to avoid them from doing anything is the television, games, violent games, video games, iPod, iPad, all this. They can watch something sweet and simple. It's okay if it is babyish. It doesn't hurt their brain. But if they watch anything, any shooting game or any violent games or something which puts their mind into addiction, where the adrenal gland starts really functioning, the pituitary gland starts really functioning, that's when we have to say stop it. This is not good for you. If you watch some fun movie, some silly movie or act silly, it's perfectly okay. It's perfectly okay. But the ones who are watching too much of television, adult televisions, where it's not a cartoon, for children, Tom and Jerry should be completely avoided because it's all about hitting and bullying. That's not what they should learn in the life. And other cartoons, please make a watch. Watch out what they're doing, because if they're watching something violent, it's really going to trigger all these hormones, and eventually they're going to mature faster, and eventually they're going to fall into the pit just like us. We need to pull them out first. Let's not push them into all these deep areas. And television can do immense, really total impact on them, total negative impact. So only thing parents need to avoid is any form of television which has adult concept and they are teaching something which is not good for the brain, which is like adrenal gland or the pituitary gland where it is hormonal. Anything to do with perversion or anything to do with violence should be, or power struggle, should be completely avoided. This is the only thing we request from the parents. Instead, give them some painting, some coloring, some art, some creative. Swami says dressing up a doll, not the Barbie doll, but any other doll, like Vedic age, they will be dressing up the doll where they will really become the doll. Swami says his lips is got from the idol that he used to play. He used to really play with the idol, dressing up and making it like their pet and talking to it. See, when we talk to the idols, we go beyond the mind. We think they are real. That's why when in small, we can play as hands as aeroplane or hands as babies. But we forget these things. So we are coming to the place where we can get bored. Kids don't have boredom. If you see a 3 or 4 year olds, they never have boredom. Whether it is a hot sun, they have to stand in a queue, or it is a AC bedroom where they are sitting and relaxing. It's all the same plane goes everywhere. That's the beauty about children. So we need to go into their space and make them understand playing with these imaginative things keep our right brain alive. That's why kids play in all imagination and visualization. We forget all that and we think everything has to be seriously kept and used as they are, and it looks silly if we play. The problem is somewhere we lost the connection, but at least let the kids have a lot of connection. Let them have these dolls or something else which they can do, or art and craft, some craft where they can make bead mala or something which is done with their hands, which is creative energy, and they can form something else. Give them all the scrap material and let them come up with what they want. But let them again and again go to this creative energy, because that is where we are from. The whole desire topic is on the creative energy. Why we are and how we are using that energy without the attachment of emotion is important. Swamiji says, while going in the car, you watch the trees and the trees are running, but you know the trees are not running, it appears to be running. That's how we should run our life. We know that these problems, pain, guilt, everything is coming in our life, but it appears to come. It never touches us. Once the kid catches this concept and see his dynamic change in his brain, the brain really rewires, and actually for them it doesn't rewire, it just like opens up and says, hey guy, you understood this, start living it. For us, it's like rewiring, breaking the connection and putting things, and that's why Swami says it's inner awakening for adults, it's ingenious for kids, it's enlightened genius. It's the best thing a parent can give is ingenious program for the kids. And we have seen amazing reports, amazing changes in every child who attended it. Even the child who had physical problem like ADHD or other problems have lot of improvement, that they were able to do a stage performance in about 20 days. The mother could not believe what is happening. So these are the things which happens when they are here in the ashram. You can start telling all the people for this, because ingenious is the ultimate gift a person can give to their child. If at all a mother wants to do something for the child, for all the love the child has been sharing, this is the only program that they can send the children, because it's going to really put them into a space, and also because of master, it just gets set for life. Where they should be, it happens. Swami says, I'm going to move all the kids to Indigo Kids, or Indigo Kids come here. This is your place. And Swami says, I was an Indigo Kid. Swamiji was an Indigo Kid, and just imagine how it would have been. Indigo Kid is nothing but, we all know IQ. IQ is knowledge based. Then we know EQ. EQ is emotion. Are you balanced with emotion? But still balancing is not enough. That's why we know we are connected to master. So next is the SQ, where Vidyalaya works on the SQ component, where we make them understand it's beyond balancing your emotion. It's beyond getting attached to your emotion. First, we disconnect the attachment to everything. Their brain is functioning without these attachments, these hormonal liquids running and jumping and on the brain and disconnecting all the cells. So this is the third level. The fourth level, once this is said, the kids can really go into the WQ, where he says telekinesthetic telepathy is like viewing, just seeing and smelling. It's just similar to that. It's so simple. But you guys think it's impossible because of the conditioning of the society, because the whole right brain is shut down.